there, I am Trena Cox coming to you from Robey Elementary, where I enthusiastically teach second grade learners. I love teaching, and I love when my little learners, when their eyes pop out, when they're excited about learning something new, or when that light bulb goes off and they discover that they know something that they didn't know before. And I love to be able to be part of that process to help them learn and grow. It's always been a passion of mine to teach. I am a proud mother of 10-year-old Sophia. Here she is. We love traveling, reading, spending family time together. We love finding ways to give back to our community. That's a big thing for us in our family. Being able to volunteer or tutor or find some way to be productive members of our community. And so that's huge for us in our family. I knew as a child that I wanted to be a teacher. I wanted to teach in anything I knew I wanted to share with others. And so I used to line my dolls up and force my sister to play school with me every day. And so I just knew I wanted to figure out a way to make a difference in the world and in that way. So I've been focusing on that goal for the last decade and a half, teaching in Wayne Township as an educator. I studied at Marian University when it used to be called Marian College long ago. So I just dated myself there and told you how old I was, basically. And I received my bachelor's in elementary education. I taught at Indiana Math and Science Academy for a couple of years. And when I was there, I was the cheer coach. And even after that, I carried on that tradition. So yay to that. I was at Lawrence Township for a while after that, for a few years, and that's way on the east side of Indianapolis. And then I found my teaching home here in Wayne Township because there was a teaching philosophy that was similar to my my beliefs, and that's teach and make a difference. And so I love that. I'm in a community now of other teachers that have that same exact philosophy, and I just am so excited to be here and be a teacher and an educator in the world. As I began to think about which inspirational trailblazer that I wanted to spotlight for you, I began to think back to a book that I used to read in our household, one of our favorites, and it's by Dr. Arlisha Norwood, and it's called Black Heroes. And it's one of the Black heroes that is spotlighted in this book alone is the one that I'm going to share with you. And she's a beautiful soul. She gave back to her community, she overcame obstacles, and wanted to help make a difference in her community. She is a person I wanted to share with you, and her name is... not that page. Her name is Rebecca Lee Crumpler. Rebecca Lee Crumpler was born in Delaware on February 8th, 1831. And she was a physician, a nurse, and an author. And in 1864, Rebecca Lee Crumpler became the first African-American woman to become a doctor in the United States, a doctor of medicine in the United States. I know, wow. In 1883, she was one of the first female physician authors of the 19th century. So she wrote this book, Medical Discourses. And she wrote this book, and it kind of told about how to help take care of yourself, how to help take care of others. And so it was something that she was one of the first published of that time, where few African Americans were even allowed to go to medical school or allowed to be published. She was a published author and a doctor. She was accepted to the medical college, the New England Female Medical College in 1860. Here's a picture of that school now. And just like back in 1860, people just held up pictures instead of putting them on a pretty PowerPoint presentation. Just kidding. But no, this was the school that she went to and was accepted to in 1860. She faced many obstacles when she was there. She faced racism, people not being okay that she was a woman trying to come into the medical field, let alone an African-American woman or a person of color. And so she would hear the school was all women doctors and or training to be doctors, and she would hear a lot of, oh, the males, the white males in her profession would say, oh, women are too sensitive, women are too delicate to in nature to be in that field, to study the human anatomy and blood and guts and all that stuff. And so she was a person that was like, I have strength, I have talent, I have experience, and I'm going to push through all of these obstacles, all of this negative feedback, all of this negative energy coming around me. I'm going to push through it. And she was able to graduate medical school in 1864. She practiced medicine first in Boston, and that's where she went to serve the poor. Now, these are women and children that she was looking at that were in poverty, that weren't able to get help on their own. And this was much like her aunt who inspired her. Her aunt was a woman that took care of people in the neighborhood, were caring for them. And that always inspired her as a child to want to go into medicine. And so she was inspired by her aunt to help the people that needed it most. And so that was her first focus, to go somewhere after, take her medical degree and go somewhere and help people that are in need in her community. And so she, after the Civil War ended, and she was able to move to Richmond in Virginia, and she continued to treat women and children as missionary work, and she worked for the Freedmen's Bureau to help give medical care to freed slaves. And so that was huge, because a lot of freed slaves weren't able to they were rejected. People were rejecting medical care to them. And so she was like, I'm gonna help, I'm here, this is what I'm here for, I'm making a difference. And so that alone is inspirational. Think of ways that you can make a difference in your community, in your world. Think of women like Rebecca Lee Crumpler, the first African-American doctor, and how she gave back to her community. And think about how you're going to make a difference. Have a great day. Have fun making a difference in the world. Bye.